welcome you all. My name is Kashish, one of the senior career advisor at Protouch Professional Training. Before we start, let me give you a quick brief about us. Protouch is the certification institute which provide upskilling courses to the professionals like HR generalist, HR analytics, POSH train the trainer to deliver POSH trainings, business analytics for manager certification, corporate trainer and facilitator certification, then certified practitioner coach certification, emotional intelligence trainer and coach certification, as well as organizational development and change management. We also provide customized programs. All the programs are accredited by the topmost certification bodies like ICF, SHRM, 𝗍𝗂, CPD, and 𝗖𝗵𝗹𝗋. I'm very glad to see many of the existing participants, team members, and aspiring students of Protouch. Now let's begin with the learning session with Radhika, Megha, Sarika, and Freda, our guest speaker for today's morning. I would like to take a moment to introduce everyone with our today's guest speaker. So firstly, Sarika is a HR professional with over 11 years of experience in employee engagement, recruitment, and training. She is currently a certified soft skill trainer and also a certified phonics coach. Then coming to Megha. Megha comes with over 2 decades of experience and as an English educator. From the past 2 years, she is working as an English trainer and Francophone. Her expertise are in communication and language. Beyond teaching, she is also a certified career coach and certified soft skill trainer and corporate trainer. Now coming to Radhika. Radhika comes with over diverse experience as English communication coach, digital content writer, and entrepreneur, and also certified as a corporate trainer and facilitator with extensive experience in developing communication skills, directing faculty and staff with day-to-day operations. She is passionate and friendly coach with years of experience in teaching the art of business communication and relationships. And coming to Freda, Freda is holding more than 20 years of experience across prestigious brands such as Louis Vuitton, Malaysia, Air India Airlines, Kingfisher Airlines, and Indigo. Freda brings a profound wealth of knowledge and expertise as a trainer. Her extensive background includes expertise into client relationship management, stock and inventory control, office supplies management, virtual merchandising, training and induction, and many more. So I'm honored to have our today's guest speaker, Radhika, Megha, Sarika, and Freda with us today's morning. Over to you, Freda.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, Kashish. So hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to you all in today's session on effective problem solving. Now, imagine yourself caught up in a human maze, repeatedly hitting dead ends and feeling more lost at each turn. This maze here represents the problems we face in our day-to-day life, where quick fixes only lead us back to the start. Now, if you've ever felt trapped by these recurring issues, you're not alone. We all face them. The good news is everyone can become a good problem solver with practice. Now, in today's session, we're going to break down these barriers and find a clearer path together, uncovering the real causes of these persistent problems and finding effective ways to solve them. But before that, let's quickly dive into a fun activity called Guess Who? This game will test your knowledge of identifying some of the famous pioneers. Here's how it works. I will show you a slide featuring images of the eyes of famous pioneers. I want each of you to raise your hand and guess each individual with their eyes. So are you all ready?
Yes.
So, moving on to the slides now. Can any of you tell me who these famous pioneers or celebrities or leaders
is
are?
Einstein.
Good.
First one is Einstein.
Yes. What about the other three?
Fourth is the Indira Gandhi.
Okay.
Third is Nelson Mandela.
Perfect.
Mandela.
Yes. What about
Second
B?
one, I'm not sure.
Okay, I could give you a hint. It's the Biocon founder. It's Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. She's the founder of Biocon. So moving on to the next slide then. I'm sure everyone knows this.
Steve Jobs.
Okay. Yeah.
Putin.
Vladimir
Okay.
Putin.
So,
Yes.
where
Narendra
draw
Modi.
the line?
Okay. And who's H?
Not sure.
Any guesses? The most dangerous, the one who started World War.
Hitler.
Hitler.
Yes.
Okay.
Adolf Hitler.
Yes. Moving on to the next slide. Now these are business personalities.
Warren Buffett, J.
No Warren Buffett here.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, okay.
Okay, sorry.
What about I?
Jeff Bezos.
Yes.
Jeff Bezos. Yes.
Yes. What about J and L?
Satya Nadella. L.
Correct. L.
I think
J. Bill Gates.
Perfect. Moving on to the next slide. These are all our lovely women folk.
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa.
Okay.
𝗃𝗶𝗵𝗏 is also there, I suppose.
Perfect.
O is
Kiran
𝗃𝗵𝗵𝗏.
Bedi.
Yes.
O is Kiran Bedi.
What about N and P? The most loved
and I
leader.
think
Sorry? What about N and P?
Oh,
Not
Indira
sure.
Nooyi. P.
Yes. Okay. N?
Marshall Goldsmith.
No. She's Queen Elizabeth.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, moving on to the next slide. This is very easy.
Abdul Kalam, S.
Abdul Kalam,
Perfect.
Obama.
Indra,
Yes, Barack
Mahatma
Obama.
Gandhi.
Yes, Barack Obama.
And who is R and T? The Nightingale of India.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Sarojini Naidu.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, and Mahatma Gandhi, that's right. Now, after this wonderful interactive game, let us understand what is a problem and how is it different to a symptom. Now, a problem in the context of problem solving is essentially a challenge or obstacle that needs to be addressed and resolved. Now, symptom, on the other hand, are observable effects or indicators that point towards an existing real problem. Mind you, they are not the problem themselves. They're generally the telltale signs that something is wrong and needs to be fixed. So now a good example for you to understand the difference is, consider declining sales in a business setting. At first glance, you might think the problem is the product or its pricing. However, declining sales is a symptom. The actual problem could be simply poor customer service or ineffective marketing. So addressing only the symptom of declining sales by slashing prices may bring a temporary boost in sales, but it won't provide a long-term solution. Moving on, Einstein is quoted as having said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solution. Now let's move on to our next slide, which is the most important step in effective problem solving: diagnosing the real problem. Now, in order to diagnose any real problem, we need to focus on these main factors: importance of accurate problem identification, taking your time, and digging deeper. Now, in the case of importance of accurate problem identification, if you don't understand the real problem, then it is almost impossible to come up with effective ways for problem solving. The symptoms or issues that you are experiencing will continue. So you need to take your time. You need to be patient. Spend as much time as you need to really understand what problem you are dealing with. Don't rush this step, no matter how much pressure is on you. If you get this step wrong, you will waste a lot of time and look silly. So you need to dig deeper, beyond surface level symptoms. Now, symptoms often tend to mask the real problem. Therefore, when evaluating the problem, don't just rely on stakeholder opinions. Treat these opinions as your valuable starting points. So you investigate the right area. You need to dig into facts and data to get raw information on the problem. So what you need to do is, you need to find the right data and have an unbiased picture of what is happening. Keep probing to identify the root cause of symptoms so that you will find the underlying problem. Now, I believe all of you have understood the importance of diagnosing the problem. Therefore,
Let's, Freda, just take a minute here. You can stop sharing the PowerPoint presentation. Yes, anything from Jaspreet, Megha. Yes, Saurabh, go ahead, please.
Okay, so what I got to know, ma'am, is that many times whenever the problem arises, let's take an example, if a person is crying. So here the problem is not that we are crying. What we have to do is we have to go into the reason that why actually we are crying. What is the thought that brought us to crying? What is the actual reason behind that? And then only I think we will be able to come to the solution and we can eliminate that thought that is making us sad or cry. So that is the diagnosis of the problem. I think that can be the example of.
Umang. Good, Saurabh. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, I agree with Saurabh here. The best thing that I've learned here is there is a difference between symptoms and the problem, actually, because usually what happens 90% of the times we feel that symptoms are the actual problems, as she has given example of sales over here. So we should always focus upon if symptoms are occurring in the front of us, what is the actual reason behind it? So the actual reason is the problem so that we can solve that. And what that you have talked about is about Albert Einstein. I have read that quote. I really liked it. So that is a very important thing that we have to take care of. Thank you so much.
So is there anyone who can give the example of symptoms and, the actual problem? Any other example?
Anything that anyone has faced.
Tulika. Go ahead, Tulika, please.
Yeah, I am taking the physiological problem, like when we have cough or when we have fever, that is not the problem, that's the symptom.
Correct.
So we need to investigate as to why we are having cough or why we are having fever. So the problem lies much deeper than the symptoms which are visible and which is evident.
Amazing thought. So how will that help us? How will that help us to go to the root cause? Anyone else would like to share? Anushka, Yash, Amir is here.
So if we find the problem with the symptoms, it will help us to prevent it at a initial stage rather than when it's going to happen.
That's wonderful. Anyone else would like to share?
Yeah, it will help us finding the solution. So once we have identified the root cause, it will help us finding the solution.
Wonderful, Amir. I think this is a really wonderful things you're talking about. That is, what I personally feel, it will give us a long-term and permanent solution. There is a leakage in your water pipeline and you just fix it with some kind of a cloth and all. That is a temporary solution, isn't it? Temporary, short-term solutions we will get, and sometimes that is also important to go ahead with it. However, if we want to understand, how much leakage is happening, how much stress is happening, how much wastage is happening, until and unless we do not go to the root cause, what is making it happen and not why, what is more important. If you get into what is making it happen, and then it will save a lot of things. Just imagine water is leaking all the time. The floor can become slippery, accidents can happen, wastage can happen, right? Illness can spread. You will have mosquito problems. What all things will happen with that short-term solution? Think about it. And that is the very important thing. And that is what we say. Do you want to have antibiotics or do you want to have homeopathy? Homeopathy, many people hate, but it will go to the root cause and try to solve it, right? Yeah, over to you, Fred and team.
Sure. So, a research by the Harvard Business Review reveals that 85% of the time, managers misdiagnose the root cause of problems in their organization. So moving on to the next slide, let's now delve into featuring a case study to better understand problems and its symptoms. Now, here's the case study. A mid-sized retail company, 𝗍𝗄𝗎 Corp, has been consistently missing its sales targets for the past 3 quarters. Now, management is concerned about the gap, between the actual sales and targets and is seeking solutions to address the issue. Now let's examine how the management addressed this issue with the help of this graphical representation here. Firstly, the initial symptom that the management identified was, we're missing our sales targets, right? Now to further analyze the initial symptoms, the company broke down the sales performance by department. It then became clear that the customer service team had the largest gap between actual and target sales. Consequently, the next emerging symptom that was identified by the management was our customer service team is missing their sales target. To investigate this, management conducted the interviews with the three teams, the customer service team members, revealing that they lacked confidence in their selling abilities and felt their skills were insufficient. Now, sales was not part of their expertise. As a result, they were not actively pursuing the sales opportunities during customer interactions. Now, the core challenge that was then identified was our customer service team is not equipped to sell. In this case, they then communicated, they then interacted with the customer service team, the sales team, and their respective leaders. And the process then led to the identifying real problem, which is how to train our customer services team to sell. Now, do you see how the underlying problem of training customer services team to sell is quite different from the initial symptom of missing our sales targets? You should now have a clear understanding of how to diagnose the real problem. So let me now invite Sarika to guide you through the next aspects of effective problem solving.
Thank you, Frida. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good to see you all. Okay, so yeah, now let's continue. So when Frida was talking about identifying problems, how many of you noticed that she didn't just use the word problem? Rather, she used the word real problem, right? Did you notice that? So which means any problem, it has two sides to it. One is the face of the problem and the other one is the cause of the problem, right? Face of the problem is what we think is the problem is. But the cause of the problem is the actual reason or the root cause, which we were just discussing, right, a while ago, the root cause of the problem. It is very similar to that of an iceberg. Only the upper layer we see, a very small portion of it. But the actual cause, the actual root cause is lying beneath, which is even more grave and has to be addressed. So like Tulika was giving an example to us, when we are ill and when our friends come and ask us what happened, we name the symptom. We say, I have fever. But is that the problem? That's not the problem, right? That is the symptom. That's just a symptom. It could be because of some viral infection or dengue or malaria that is there within us. Normally what we do, we take a paracetamol for 1 or 2 days. If it doesn't subside, then we go see a doctor. And the doctor gives us a list of tests. We take the test and go back with the report to see the doctor. And the root cause is identified there. The doctor tells us the cause of your fever is, you have viral infection. That is the cause. And the doctor gives us an antibiotic or some relevant medication for it, which is going to subside the fever. So, are you able to relate to what I'm saying?
Yes.
Similarly, to any of a problem also, let it be simple or complex, there is a doctor, there is an antibiotic, and that's called the 5Y technique, which we are going to see today. Okay, so 5Y technique is nothing but it's a very simple technique where we, to any situation, any problematic situation, we ask 5 questions. Why, and we drill down and reach to a point where it will give us the root cause of that problem, which has to be actually addressed. All right, this is 5Y techniques, which will give you a fair idea of what 5Y technique is all about before we start discussing about it. Let's look into the video now. Video give you a fair idea about it. Okay, so what the manager thought was a production issue was actually not an issue. It was the planning issue. Since they didn't plan it properly, it was kind of, rotting down to the targets not met over there. Okay, and this 5Y technique, not necessarily we'll have to implement it only in complex situations or at workplace. It can even be applied in our day-to-day life. Let's look at an example for that. So we have a employee called Ram, very sincere, very dedicated, very committed employee, very disciplined person, always on time to work, never misses any report, never misses any meetings, that kind of a person. But unfortunately, one day he had to miss a meeting with a senior management. When he was asked about it, why he had to miss the meeting, Ram said it is traffic. But later he was very upset with himself, because being, a very sincere person, he was very upset with himself and he was pondering over it. Then he was asking himself, traffic is something that happens every day. But why was I late today? Why did I miss the meeting? Then he did the 5 why analysis. So here it goes. This is how we did it. Why did I come late to office? Because there was traffic. I was stuck in traffic. Why was I stuck in traffic? Because I started late from home. Why did I start late from home? Because I woke up late. Why did I get up late? Because the alarm did not work. There was no charge in my phone. And why there was no charge in the phone? Ram forgot to put his phone on charge. So what is the reason here? What is the root cause here? Traffic or Ram didn't put his phone on charge? What is the root cause?
Ram didn't put her.
He
Ram did
forgot to
not-
charge.
Yes, so that is the root cause of the problem. So now we are able to relate it in simple terms. What is the actual problem and what is the root cause of the problem? So we can have even implement this to the case study which Frida was talking to us about, the XYZ company earlier. So when you find time, you can, take up that case study or any case study and you can try this 5 why analysis. All right. Okay, now that we have got the root cause, what do we do? What's next? After finding the root cause. So this is the case study which Frida was talking. In case if you want to, you can do the 5 why for this later. You can take a picture of this. You can do the 5 why for this. Okay. Now, after generally finding out the root cause of a problem, what do we do? What shall we do with the problem? What is to be done?
We need to find solutions.
Sorry?
We
I
need to
didn't
find solutions.
Work on solution.
Solution, right? Thanks, Amar. Yeah, someone else also answered that. I would just like to add one yes to it. Not just one solution, Amar. Rather, I would suggest that it is ideal to have at least 3 solutions to a problem. I'll tell you why. Okay? Take Ram itself. Let me also just move to the slide. Yeah. So let me move to Ram's example itself. If he had had 3 solutions, solution 1, charging his phone properly, okay? Solution 2, having a table clock with an alarm. Solution 3, informing one of his family members itself to wake him up on time. So what would have happened? Definitely any one of the solutions would have helped him. There will be a backup and it will also help him to compare which is the best solution he's having. According to me, if you ask me, more than believing all these gadgets, it is I will trust my family member. They will definitely want to come and wake me up. So you can choose the best option there. And it will also encourage considering different approaches to a more effective result. It will help us to do that. So that is the benefit of having multiple solutions. When I said solution to rather having solutions, that is the benefit of having it. So was it okay? Was it clear for you all? Why we should have multiple solutions and why we
Yes,
should
yes, it is. Yes.
identify the root cause? Okay, thank you very much. Now I'm handing it over to Megha to give you a deeper understanding of the further steps. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarika, for that engaging presentation on generating multiple solutions. Good morning, everyone. So how are you all? How's the energy?
Hi.
Good, I think. Yeah, so I want that energy to be as it is, because now we are going to have an activity in which I am going to put you in the shoes of the characters. Okay? It is said one of the funniest problem-solving technique is putting yourself in a character's shoes while finding the answer to a problem. Now, my question to you all, have you ever dreamt of being a character from a movie or a book? Yes? Yes. My question is to everyone here. Have you ever dreamt of being a character from a movie or a book? How many of you like to read and watch movies? Have you ever thought of being those characters? Yes, I want answers verbally.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So then this is the perfect exercise for you.
Megha, Umang and somebody else raised their hands to give the answer.
Yeah, please.
Yes, actually, thank you so much, Megha. Actually, when I saw Dabangg for the first time in 2010, I really had a dream to become like Salman Khan, usually that character of Shulur Pandey. So that is something which fascinates me a lot. So I still feel that I could have that character, a person who is dominant enough, along with being funny. So both the characters are working together. So this is what I really like to be.
Okay, and next one. Okay, then this is the perfect exercise for you. In this activity, you have to copy a character and approach problems through that person's mindset. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to come with this. I will be sharing one problem. As you could see on the screen, I have shared one problem with you all. You have to go through that problem. So you have to come up with this solution to the problem from your character's perspective. You have to think creatively and stay in character while presenting your idea. Now, as you could see, there is a list of characters on the slide. You have to choose any one of the character from it. I hope, is this activity clear to you, or I need to explain it with the help of one example? Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because if you give example, it will be better for the audience.
okay. Now, as you may know, aware about the character of Piku. Deepika Padukone has played this character in the movie Piku. She was named as Piku Banerjee. Now, her character is very practical, responsible, and caring individual who balances her demanding professional life with her responsibilities towards her family and especially her aging father. Now, her mindset revolves around following traits: work-life balance, practicality, and health and wellness. So if you are trying to use Piku's mindset, you may focus on work-life balance type situations, or your solution can be flexible working hours you will give to your employees, or you may provide them wellness program that include physical and mental health activities like this. So similarly, by choosing any one character from here, you have to think from their mindset what solution they will give. And the problem, as you could see, the problem is the company has noticed a drop in employee engagement and needs to come up with creative ways to boost morale and productivity. So you have to find the solution for this. I will be giving you 2 minutes to think over this, and then you have to come up with the solution for that. Okay? Start thinking about which character you are going to choose. I want this, after 2 minutes, I want this from you only directly, Amit. Directly, you will only tell it to everyone. Let everyone come to know.
So I think Raj is going to say बड़ी-बड़ी कंपनियों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी बातें होती रहती है.
Oh. Can we stop sharing for a while? I hope you all are thinking very well, deep into the character. What can be the solution? And we'll be ready within 1 minute. Okay, Radhika is ready with her solution. Yes, Radhika. Which character you will choose?
May I choose a character who is not there on screen?
Okay, you can.
Just me. So if I would be Amrish Puri from Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, I would be like, जाओ employees, जाओ, जाके football खेल लो और अपना morale boost कर लो.
Oh, wow.
That's it from me.
Oh, okay, now I want others also. Yes, Sulika, what will be your solution? And which
Geet.
character you are choosing?
Geet.
Geet, okay.
Now, she is one person who lived in the moment.
Yes.
So, as Geet, I would be like, let's go have a picnic. Let's go, let's all of us assemble together and enjoy a movie or a picnic so that we bond with each other and come to solve the problem by interacting with each other.
Yes. Anyone else? I want more participants to participate in this. Yes, this is all of us watch Bollywood, Hollywood movies a lot. I know no one must be there though, who may not be watching this. So please, some more suggestions. Yes, Umang, anything you would like to? Soumya?
Yes, shall I?
Yes, please.
So shall I take that character of Chulbul Pandey over here if
Sure,
everything
sure. The one which you like a lot. Okay.
Exactly. So for example, if you would have seen any employee getting depressed or stressed, he would have gone and he would have asked that thing. क्या हो रहा है? आहे काहे इतना दुखी लग रहा है हो? So they must have given any kind of reason for that. बस इतनी सी बात. अरे पांडे जी, अरे चौबे जी, जरा लगाइए तो गाने को नचाया जाए. So he could have in that particular type.
Very nice example and solution you have given. Anyone else would like to? We have so many participants over here who want to be that character. This is the opportunity to play that character I have given you. See. Anyone?
Yeah, Tulika has raised her hand, Megha.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Tulika, please, one second.
Sorry to come back once again.
Yeah.
Had I been Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah. Huh.
so I would sit and first get all the details and interact with each and everybody to understand what is happening. And then I would call Dr. Watson and ask for his tips, which I would not agree to most of the times, 100% of the times, and then come up with a solution by finding out the underlying problem and then reaching at the solution.
Yes. Very good. Okay. I hope all of you have enjoyed this activity. Now that we have engaged with the practical side, let's dive into the theoretical backbone of problem solving. Are you all ready? As Sarika has explained us, coming up with variety of options is the crucial in the problem solving process. Okay. Now that we have range of potential solutions as told by Sarika, the next crucial step is to determine which one to implement. And this is where selecting the preferred solution comes into play. So now we are going to talk about preferred solution, which solution to prefer. But before that, let me share a story that perfectly illustrates the importance of choosing the right solution from the options we have developed. It's a tale of a small town bakery looking to revitalize its offerings and win back its customers. Now, I want any one of you to volunteer to read this story for me. Please. Anyone from you? I hope this is the easy task you can do. Reading. Yes, Tulika.
We want someone else apart from Tulika.
Yeah,
Anyone
somebody
else
else
want
can.
to volunteer?
Anyone else, please? You have to just read this.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
So once upon a time in a charming little town, there was a bakery owned by Emma, known for its delicious pastries. Although the bakery was once popular among locals, sales had begun to decline. Realizing the need for a change, Emma decided to revamp her offerings to attract more customers. She brainstormed several new recipes to introduce. First one is chocolate almond croissant, a rich indulged pastry combining the chocolate and almonds. While it was a crowd pleaser, it required expensive ingredients and lengthy preparation time. Second one was berry infused muffins, light, fluffy muffins filled with a mix of seasonal berries. They were fresh and appealing, but they had a limited shelf life and didn't excite the customers as much as anticipated. Third one is classic apple cinnamon roll, a comforting classic with apples and cinnamon, reminiscent of the bakery's earlier success. This option had advantage of evoking nostalgia and broad appeal.
Okay.
Emma saw
Kanika, Just thank you. Thanks a lot. Please just stop for a while. Stop here. Okay. So now, as much you have seen in this story, which were the potential solutions to which Emma had come up with? Can anyone? Which were the potential solutions Emma had come up with in this story till now? Yes, anyone? If you want, you can put it in the chat box also. Which were the preferred potential solutions, sorry.
Like chocolate almond croissant,
Yes.
berry infused muffins, and classic apple cinnamon roll.
Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot, Prada. Okay, now I want anyone else to volunteer to read the remaining part of the story. Will anyone? Yes, Ayush, can you? Ayush, Anushka.
Saurav is opting. Saurav and Jaspreet have raised their hand.
Yes, yes. Saurabh, please.
Sure. So after the 3 solutions, Emma sought feedback from her regular customers and conducted a taste test with a focus group. Each recipe had its strength, but the classic apple cinnamon roll emerged as the preferred choice. Its nostalgic appeal, combined with affordable ingredients and manageable preparation time, made it to the most feasible option. Emma chose to reintroduce the classic apple cinnamon roll and launched a marketing campaign to promote it. The bakery soon attracted both new and returning customers, eager for the familiar taste. The classic roll's return was a huge success, boosting sales and reaffirming the bakery's cherished place in the community. Emma received many compliments, and the bakery's popularity soared.
Thank you, Saurabh. So now, whatever part Saurabh has read, based on that, what was the preferred solution that Emma has come up with, according to you all? Can anyone?
Back the apple cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon roll, yes.
Yes. Yes, you are right. She has come with a preferred solution, classic apple cinnamon roll. Okay. Now, having discussed the story, the bakery's new recipe right now, let's move on to unpacking its key lessons. Okay. Now, when we are talking about choose preferred solutions, when it comes to problem solving, choosing a preferred solution is a very important step. Now, what exactly the preferred solution means? It means the best solution to a problem. It is said that making a decision, even if it's not perfect, is better than making no decision at all. So you must pick the solution that best addresses the problem. Here's how to select the preferred solution. Can we move on to next slide? Now, first, you have to address the core issue. Focus on finding a solution that tackles the root cause of the problem, not just the symptoms. Make sure to analyze which option effectively resolves the underlying issue. So you have to find out the solution which tackles the root cause. Here, I would like to give an example which Sarika had shown us on one of the slides of an iceberg. So you have to not look at the face value, the symptoms. You have to go to the root cause which tackles. So you have to find out the solution that tackles the root cause. Next thing, you have to consider practicality, whether your solutions are practical or not, whichever solutions you have shortlisted. So evaluate how long it will take to implement each solution and the resources required. Resources include finances, people, material, and any external help you might need. Ensure that the chosen solution is practical and can be executed with the resources available. A solution might look good on paper, but without the necessary resources, it won't work in practice. Now, thinking about the practicality, now the next is assess risk. Yes, you have to identify potential weaknesses or failure points in each solution and consider their impact. Understanding these risks help you prepare for any challenges that might arise and improve the chances of successful implementation. And the last step will be develop a detailed implementation plan. Create a clear plan that outlines each step from the start to finish. Include a timeline, the resources needed at each stage, and key milestone. For example, if your solution involves launching a new product, outline steps from the development, testing, marketing to the actual launch. So finally, choose the solution that best addresses the main problem. It should be feasible to implement. It should have a clear plan for execution. This approach will help ensure that the solution is effective, practical, and achievable, leading to a successful outcome. Now we have seen that how we should find out the preferred solution, how should we come to the solution which is very much applicable to this problem. Next, moving on to next slide, the next thing which we are going to do is deciding who is responsible for implementing the solution. This is also an important part of problem solving. Now, this step ensures that the solution is carried out properly and problems are handled. For this, first, choose someone to oversee the entire process. This person doesn't need to do all the work, but should coordinate, supervise, and make sure everything runs smoothly. Start by clearly defining who will do what. I would like to give an example to you all, but before that, I want to know how many of you like to throw a dinner party for your friends or your relatives? Do you like to throw dinner party for your friends? Yes? If yes, then this is a best example that will help you to plan everything. Now, when it comes to dinner party, which is the most important thing which we have to think about, who is going to do that?
Ordering food.
Okay, I was about to talk about cooking the food. Okay, anything. So either you can think about who is going to order the food or who is going to cook the food. Or in the cooking also, who is going to cook this particular dish, that particular, the sides and dessert and all that. Then you have to think about who is going to do the decoration part, who is going to do the decoration of the dining area. And also you have to appoint someone to manage sending invitations and tracking it. Now, once you have thought about this, then you have to set the deadlines. Okay. Now, as I said, if the party is on Saturday, you have decided that party is going to be on Saturday. So till what time you will finish buy your grocery in the week, purchasing of grocery? I know nowadays no one plan like this. As Kashi said, everyone orders, but then also if you have to. So by which particular day you will finish off with the grocery shopping? Yes?
Friday.
Friday.
Okay. Thursday or Friday you will do it, complete it. Then cooking part should start in the morning and it should get finished by 5 p.m. Your decoration part should get completed by 6 p.m. And the invitation should be sent a week prior only, and confirm the RSVPs by Friday. Then you have to think about the quality of the food also and everything. The food should be cooked to everyone's liking and served hot. Decoration should be neat. It should match the theme. Invitation should be clear and polite. Make sure the person in charge has all the necessary resources, like money for groceries and decorations and working kitchen tools. If you are the person who is overseeing the process, your role is to support the team, offer guidance, and ensure everything stays on track. By clearly assigning tasks, setting deadlines, and providing the needed resources, you create a clear plan for implementing the solution effectively. Now, once we have taken these steps, now next will be to ensure that our solution is progressing as planned. We need a solid reporting system to track our progress and make adjustments as needed. To guide us through this next crucial step, I'm pleased to call Radhika. Radhika, over to you.
Thank you, Megha. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Can I see all your screens, please? Can you just, switch on your videos for a while? Shivani, Krishnan, Yash, Kishan, Smita, please. Yeah. So thank you so much. I know many of you are at work and you're still indulging, but still, thank you so much for, switching on your videos. And before we go into the problem solving, I'm going to be a little pixel today. So I will be one of the characters from Ravan. I guess I will be G1 with the blue pixels. So please bear with me. We tried, but there's some technical issues. So I need to go on. So yes, we have come up with the solutions. Now it is time for us to implement the solutions. Yes or no? Yes, right? Okay. So now before implementing the solution, the first and foremost thing that we need to look into is how to track the progress. Now, we have to ensure that the final solution is, say, Z. Now, to go to the Z, what are the different tracking processes that we are going to use? Needs to be clear right from the beginning of the project so that the project goes on smoothly. Okay? Say, for example, let me just give you a small example. You are the boss of a company. Okay? Your employees are, there is this one employee who's coming late all the time. We have all these people everywhere. Okay. Now, looking at that employee, you have the others also following. Now, when you look at the employee who's actually started coming late, you suddenly realize that she is a very, very important person in the company. Okay. You call her to the cabin privately. There are many ways, like solution A, solution B, solution C, like Sarika had already mentioned. One way is to call her into your cabin and nicely talk to her. One way is to, just tell her that this is the rule and this is how you need to do it. And one way is to reprimand her. So there are different solutions for this option. Now you've already reprimanded this person. Okay. Now you need to track whether she's actually listened to you or she's actually again coming late or not. How do you do this? Can anyone?
Keep an eye on that person.
Pardon?
Keep an eye on that person.
Okay. And how do we keep an eye on that?
Regularly checking like what time they're coming in.
Amir, you're not audible.
Regularly checking what time they're coming in.
Yes. Okay. Regularly checking what time they are coming in. So, who is that particular person who is going to take care of all this?
The time
Could
management.
be a manager.
Yes. So, either I do it or I assign somebody specific to keep a track of this entire thing. So, coming up next is to find out how to keep a track of small projects and how to keep a track of complex projects. So a clarity needs to be there before the solution is implemented as to how should the finished project look? Okay, how should the finished product look? That should be clarified. Now, how do we do this? If this is a simple project, now when I say simple project, I mean, say you're building a shed. Okay. So you're building a shed and the shed needs to be completed in 6 months. Can you tell me how you can track progress over here? Anybody? It's a 6-month project and you need to track the progress. How do you do it? I can't
Radhika,
see your raised hand, so just open your mics and start talking, please.
Sorry, Radhika, could you just repeat the question once again? I missed a part of
We
it.
are building a shed, Tulika. It's a 6-month project. We need to keep a track of the project. How do we do that? Any suggestions? Any ideas?
We can set the deadline by this week or by within 10 days, these things needs to be done. And then we can check whether it is done or not.
Absolutely. Yes. So the first step is we need to start a system of reporting. That is the most important thing. Every week, maybe you can start with a meeting. You have a progress report, your own template as to what should be completed by the end of the week. What are the tasks that have to be completed by the end of the week? Have we reached those tasks? Have we not reached those tasks? If we have not reached those tasks, how can it be done? So a weekly reporting, a weekly progress report along with a meeting needs to be implemented over here so that a clear analysis can be done as to how the project is progressing. This is how you take care of simple projects. So any queries till now, please? No. Any doubts?
No.
Okay, right. Now, we've done with simple projects. How do we take care of complex projects? Now, when I say complex projects, I mean projects where you have more stakeholders. I mean projects where you have n number of departments involved in it. I mean projects which take about 5 years to go on. How do you take care of complex projects? For this, we go into key performance indicators. They have to be set. Now, what are these key performance indicators? We'll just have a look at a video and then we'll go into detail about it. Or anybody, can you? Yes, Tulika, please.
In the long projects or in complex projects, it's very important that each person knows what he is to deliver. And for that, the performance indicators need to be made known to them, and expected results should also be delivered or should also be communicated so that you get what you want. So the person who's actually performing knows what his performance and what expected results are looked forward from him. Only then the performance is related with achievement of the goals.
Excellent. Yes, Umang?
Yes, I agree with Ms. Tulika about it, because as I have understood about this, it is all about key performance indicators. So basically, reporting should be always there. I think reporting is one of the key major indicators. But secondly, we should always have a track of what percentage of progress has been done. Secondly, what kind of challenges have been faced and what kind of plus points that we have progressed towards to. So these two things are the major things that we have to understand. Secondly, ratios, as you have it has given an example of hospitality sector, healthcare sector for a hospital, that what is the average waiting time, what is the staff to patient ratio. So these are also some of the things which we have to keep on track for a longer project to run. So these are the things which I have understood out of it.
Absolutely. So basically, when we are gauging progress, we have better insights and this helps us to make better decisions. So KPIs for any complex project is very, very important. So at the end of the day, I just would like to tell you that good reporting gives good visibility and control. If we need to have a control over the project, it should be visible not only to the person who is taking care of the job, but all the stakeholders involved. Like from the entry level, junior level to the CEO, if we take up a project, they should know what are the time limits, by when do we finish it, what are the targets. They might not be involved, like finance might not be involved in sales. But at the end of the day, both finance and sales need to know by when the project needs to be done and what their part is. So tracking the progress is pretty clear over here for all of you.
Yes.
Any queries regarding this?
No.
Okay, right. So now that we have gone deeper into tracking progress, the next thing that crops up is implementing the solution, implementing the final solution. Now that every step, right from the time Frida has started, every step has been clearly defined. So implementation of the solution should be very, very easy. How do we do that? Now we need to understand. Now we have a problem that has cropped up. We need to understand the people who are facing the problem. We need to understand their work parameters, and we need to, get to the crux of it as to why they are facing this problem. That is the first thing. The second thing is we need to get the right kind of people into the team. Like every project or every problem, like if there is a problem, we need to get people who are involved in that problem, who will be committed, who will give their all to ensure that the problem is solved. So getting the right kind of people will definitely send us to success. So when we are implementing this, solution, we need to also tell them what the end goal is. That is very important. If they know what the end goal is, then the planning will be fantastic. Now, the next thing is a problem has cropped up. Like we discussed previously, we need to assign one particular person. I have a problem in my company. I will assign Umang. I will just say that Umang is the person who is going to be in charge of this problem. The rest of you will be reporting to him. So Umang will be the main person, and Umang will be the one who will be dealing with the entire problem. And then it is Umang's responsibility to ensure that it is visible to all the stakeholders that are there. He has to ensure that, yes, okay, this is the problem, this is the work that we are doing, and this is the solution we have come up with, and this is the progress that is being taken. So all the different stakeholders that are involved, they need to be completely involved in this. That visibility has to be created by Uma. And of course, now we have Ayush, Tulika, Megha, Frida, then we have Saurav, who are all players in the team, and they are demotivated that the problem is not getting solved. Now it is again Umang's part, to come into the picture. He has to coach them, he has to mentor them, and he has to tell them, yes, look, we are going step by step into the problem, and we are trying to solve it. So don't lose heart. So that regular mentoring and that regular coaching is very much necessary. And then at the end of the day, Megha or Saurav, one of them are the project manager, and Umang is working under the project manager along with him. Now it is Saurav's complete responsibility to relentlessly follow up. These were the targets. Have you done it? Like, for example, in a month, every week, Saurav has to get a check-in from Umang saying how much has been completed. You wanted to do this. Have you done it? So that entire follow-up for the till the entire problem is solved is extremely necessary. Clear? How to implement the solution? Is it clear, all of you?
Yes.
Any questions regarding this? Yes. Now, time to give you a small activity. Yes. Now, this is a brilliant story on problem solving. This is a story which happened in Kanpur Ordnance Factory's ammunition manufacturing unit. Okay? Right. Ayush, can you read it out for me?
Sure, Radhika. So, in the Kanpur Ordnance Factory's ammunition manufacturing unit, workers were required to wear special anti-static shoes. This was to prevent gunpowder from being set off from static electricity when people walked around. So, these shoes were delicate and not designed to withstand everyday usage. These shoes were super costly too. Nonetheless, workers still
Can you
wore
just
them
stop
outside
here
the...
for a second, Ayush?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So now we are talking about anti-static shoes over here, right? Now, what do we have to do? We have to prevent. Why are we using anti-static shoes? That is because we want to prevent gunpowder from being set off. The reason is because of static electricity. Okay. So now the design shoes were very delicate. They were they were not withstand to be used in a regular manner. Right? And these shoes, because it was anti-static, they're very, very expensive for the company also. Okay? Right? Now, yes, Ayush, can you continue, please?
Yes, Radhika. So, nonetheless, workers still wore them outside the factory, walked on streets, rode bicycles, etc. This withered the shoes off easily, and the ordnance factory was incurring a huge cost of replacing these shoes. So, being a government factory with the employees protected by unions, the management of the factory felt very helpless in correcting the situation. Despite repeated reminders, pleading, and even multiple warnings, there was no change in the workers' behaviors, and a committee was set up to come up with a solution for it.
Yes. Okay. Now, Shivani, what was happening? Like the shoes were very costly. Now, what were the workers doing over here?
So since the shoes were really costly and they were using them outside the factory, doing everyday stuff, walking on streets, riding bicycles. So
Yes.
that was they were doing.
Absolutely. And Anushka, why couldn't the government, why couldn't the factory touch these people? Why couldn't they reprimand them?
Sorry?
Why couldn't the company reprimand these people for or stop them from using these shoes outside?
Because being a government factory, with the employees protected by the unions, and the management of the factory were feeling helpless for them.
Okay, so they tried, thank you so much. So they tried for a simple solution. Saurabh, what did they try?
Okay, so despite reminding them again and again, what they tried, they set up a committee to come up with a solution and to discuss over it.
Right. Now the people over here is the committee that has been set up now. What solution will you give for this? I am going to give you 1 minute to ponder on this and think about it. I would love multiple solutions though. And anybody ready with an answer, you can just raise your hand. You don't have to wait for the 1 minute. Ooh, wow. Yes, Kashish, yes.
So they can set a policy that when the workers are coming, then only they will get a shoe, and when they're leaving, they need to submit it. Else their day wages will be cut if they're not submitting it on time. So they can put a policy like this.
Okay, fine. One solution, solution A has come up. Yes, Tulika?
Rather, I have a similar solution, wherein they are, it's not forced, they are made to understand the importance of the shoes and that they are very fragile and expensive, and thus only when they enter their work premise that they should wear, and before leaving the premises they should keep it back on in the locker, in the rack, whatever, deposited before they go out.
So this Kanpur Ordnance Factory has 800 employees.
Yeah, but then it would be divided into different shops, which would be smaller in size.
Okay.
Everybody would not be working together.
Okay, right. Yes, Saurabh? Thank you, Tulika.
Okay, so first of all, I agree with Tulika also, but instead of taking any policy or a strict action, I would rather go for the reverse psychology. See, here the thing is, might be possible that workers are not wanting to change the shoes again and again and bring their own shoes. What I can do, these shoes are expensive. I can bring more shoes for the workers for the daily use. I can keep them in the company. They can go there, remove the working shoes and go through the shoes which are for the daily use. Might be possible this will bring the sense of reliability and responsibility in the workers also, and at the same time they will have the another option to wear it and go with those shoes.
Okay, fine. Sounds fair. Thank you, Saurabh. Yes, Ayush?
I think before the workers are coming in the factory, they are joining their job profile. They should be properly guided before. Like they should have an induction, like what is the importance of the shoes and how they should use it and how it can affect the company's expenses. These all things should be cleared with the workers properly before doing anything like any offensive thing or something. They should be politely told about everything and like start on. That will be more beneficial for them and that will be more understanding. And they will also work harder when they actually know that people are trying to connect to them, the hierarchy is trying to connect with them and telling them what is the actually uses. So that will be a really effective process to do. I think so.
Okay. Like solution D over here. Yes, Jaspreet?
So I would say in this scenario, the committee should come up with some new technology where these shoes can be modified the same way, the material, the same thing can be used, which is costing lesser than the actual one. So the shoes costing, the cost cut could be done.
Okay, fine.
And
Yes.
also explaining them the significance of this shoes in the training induction part only, that how much it is important for them, and what if they don't have these shoes, and what will be the consequences of not having those shoes.
Okay. Right. Very good. So now we have a committee which has come up with multiple solutions. Let us see what the Kanpur, this is an actual case study. Huh? Let's see what the Kanpur Ordnance Factory actually did. Yes, Frida? Yes. So after much thought, one of the members suggested that the next order for the shoes should be like this. Order all the right shoes in black and the left shoes in white. No one will dare wear the contrasting pair of shoes outside in public. This was how the committee solved the problem.
Absolutely creative.
Exactly.
Really.
So now, so brilliant, isn't it? So the problem was solved, compliance happened, and yes, we've come to the solution. So now tell me whether this is a simple or complex problem that has been resolved.
A complex problem which was resolved because having the union support, the workers would not otherwise adhere to the whatever principles that they were being asked to.
Yes.
Yes.
So can we say that it was a complex problem with a simple solution?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, right. So this is how you implement a solution. This is how we come to the crux of solving problems. Yeah, okay, right. So any queries till now, please? Can we just have the screen, what do you call it, Frida? Any queries? Okay, right. I'm just glad that all of you understood whatever was being, showed. So can we have a few takeaways from you people? Can you just show the slide, Frida? Let us just give them a small recap. Yep. So I just want all of you to have a look at these takeaways and let me know which one point would you like to implement in your life, or you would try, or you liked. Yes, Tulika?
The first point. Because most of the times, we take the problems as obvious and we indulge into getting the solutions, which is actually not the problem. So most of the times we are just treating the symptoms and not going into or diving into the actual problem.
Okay, right. Yes, and then you would be the true Sherlock Holmes, like you were pointing out, huh? Finding out, uncovering the root cause. Right. Krishnan, can you tell me which takeaway would be useful for you?
For me, fourth takeaway will be helpful, like assigning a clear role, setting a deadline, and ensuring the quality. Because sometimes what happen, there is a miscommunication, and because of that, we are unable to understand how we need to resolve the thing. So setting a clear roles will help us in that scenario.
Yes. Okay. Shivani?
So mine would be the first one. I would identify the root cause and then which would help me to identify the problem itself.
Okay. And Shaji, finally we have you on the camera. Oh, he's gone. I wanted to ask him a question. Right. Anushka, what about you?
I will be choosing the third one, choose a practical, achievable solution with a clear implementation plan to have an effective address to the root problem.
Fair enough.
We have
Yes, anyone else?
Umang has raised his hand since long.
Yes, so sorry, I couldn't see it. Yes, Umang.
Yes, thank you so much. So I believe all the points are important at their own places. But as per my opinion, fifth point is something which is very important for me, because when we report, it's not all about progress. It's all about generating new questions and new challenges. So again, we will complete that circle. For example, if I have started a project, after a certain point of time, I have realized that another situation or another challenge is coming up, then I can restart that cycle, and I can also identify what is the problem. I can use that 5 why strategy again. I can still go with the solutions. So the process will go on when the reporting is there on regular basis. So I believe fifth one is one of the important things.
Okay. Yes, Tulika?
I just wanted to add that point number 2, 3, 4, and 5 is actually true when you know the root cause of your problems. Because all of that, all solutions, all roles and everything come into place only when you know your root cause. If you're just treating the symptoms, the whatever is on surface, you are actually not getting to any solution. You may rather create more problems than get to the actual solutions. So I think that the last 4 points, if you get to the root cause, the rest of the points are tangible, and they can follow, and you get the progress.
Yes. So in the end, I would just like to say that root cause, finding the root cause of your problem is the most important thing. Okay. But at the same time, point number 2, 3, 4, 5 also need to be implemented. You cannot not follow all the 5. You want to reach a solution for your problem, may it be any problem, from a minor problem to a major problem. You have to use all the 5 steps. Then it will be easier for you. Yes. So I hope you will, solve problems in a much better way after this. And time for some Q&A. Anybody with any more queries? Can we have the screen, please? Yes. Thank you, Rajkumar.
All right, so I believe everyone have a great learning, and we have multiple takeaways. Like my takeaway will be that 5 whys, that I will then be able to get that what was the reason of that problem. And everyone have their own whys also. So first of all, let me take a moment to appreciate all the trainers for our amazing session today.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So if anyone have any query or question, they can ask.
Thank you, Rajkumar, once again.
Thank you, really.
Thank you. Thank you,
Audience are
Jaspreet.
also appreciating in the chat box also, you can say.
Yes, that's what.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you, Rajkumar.
Thank you, Anushka. Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jaspreet, Twinkle, Saurabh, Krishnan. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much. Kishan, now you come onto the screen. Very clever. Now tell us your takeaway.
I was there.
It's okay. It's okay. Right. I hope you had a good session. And yes, anything else? A big thank you to, I guess, the entire team of Protouch over here for being after us and making us come up with this entire project that we are doing right now. Thank you so much. We've really learned a lot. And thank you. We're just loving the, what do you call, messages that are coming in the chat box.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
so
you,
here
all
we
of you.
can
Thank
end
you.
the
Thank you
webinar
so
for
much.
today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.